Hi folks, you're listening to Tolstoy Radio. I'm Tom StarLove. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks, and I haven't made any recordings. And I've been thinking really hard about proving God. And I went on a little trip this weekend, and I laid in this park and I looked up at the night sky and the stars, and I thought to myself, what if there is no heaven? What if there is no God? There is no evidence for there being a God. And I just laid there, flat on my back, looking up into the heavens. And then I thought, if there is no God, then there is me. Descartes, he said, something here is asking all the questions. I think, therefore I am. So I do exist. There is me. Naturally leads the question, am I God? In the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, discovered in Nag Hammadi, Egypt, 1946, long after Tolstoy's demise. Jesus says the heaven is not in the sky, or the birds would precede us, and heaven is not under the sea, but the kingdom is within. The kingdom is within you. Now, if you're familiar with Tolstoy's writings by now, you'll recognize that as one of Tolstoy's books, The Kingdom is Within. And he spent so much time researching. Before the Nag Hammadi library was discovered, he spent so much time researching the true words of Jesus, the true translation. The kingdom, it's not the kingdom is always at hand. Jesus said the kingdom is within. And so, unlike the Matthew text, actually, the Matthew text should read, the kingdom is within. And then I realized something life-changing again. Something more life-changing. And this, like I said, after 3 weeks of contemplating this and not making any broadcasts, after 3 weeks I thought and thought and thought. And I came up with, these are the same thoughts that Tolstoy and Jesus had. These are the same thoughts that Jesus had. Jesus had the thought that God is not some being like that. Heaven is not some place. The kingdom is within. In the book of John, a man asks Jesus, he says to him, "Good master, I would like to ask you a question." Jesus says, "Why do you call me good? Only God is truly good." That's in the book of John. These are clues to what Jesus was telling us, what he knew about God. Jesus called himself the Son of Man, as in calling himself a child of God. Man is inherently good, not evil. Man is inherently good. And you read about stories of sacrifice all the time in situations of desperation. And people die every day in desperation, but still there's love there. There's sacrifice. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, "The kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it." Jesus says, "I give you that which has never occurred to the human mind." Oh, how Tolstoy would have loved the Gospel of Thomas. How he would have loved the Nag Hammadi library. Of course, if the kingdom is within you, you'll want to know yourself. Thanks for listening to Tolstoy Radio, folks. We'll talk again. I'm Tom StarLove. Thank you for all your love and support. You can find me on TolstoyRadio.com or TolstoyCommune.com.